What's up, guys? It is Coasters and Things back again with another episode of The Thrill Life. Today I'm joined once again with Beyond the Thrills.
What's going on, everybody? Episode 5 now, man. We're really getting everything going, and yeah, it's been a good time. You like doing this?
Yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy these.
Yeah, we were actually just saying before we started recording, how I want to say, was it episode 2, episode 3, whichever one we talked about, Top Thrill Dragster. That one has a lot of views and a lot of, which one was it?
I think it was episode 2.
It was 2. Okay. Yeah, that one has a lot of views on YouTube and a lot of listeners on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So appreciate all the support, and keep tuning in because we enjoy doing this and we're planning to continue doing it throughout the entire off season. So
yeah, and guys, for all you watching, give us feedback. We appreciate feedback. Let us know what we're doing good and what we could improve on.
Yeah, glad you mentioned that, but I actually thought you were going to mention, and we said yesterday we were going to mention this, Silver Dollar City. Did you want to mention that real quick?
Yeah, I'll just mention it really fast. So yesterday, just after 6 p.m., the Frisco steam train at Silver Dollar City, it derailed. Apparently, there was approximately 160 guests on board. 6 guests and 1 employee had to be transported to local hospitals. 6 of the 7 total people have since been released, and there have been no life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, could have been way worse, but still a bad outlook on Silver Dollar City's part. I mean, and nobody could have predicted this, though.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how this even happened.
Yeah, Silver Dollar City, as you can see on the screen right here, if you're watching on YouTube, Silver Dollar City, they released a statement across social media, but they really did not give much info on how this happened, just letting everyone know the main details. But yeah, it's horrible. I mean, you hate to see any ride have an incident, but especially, I know you're real into trains, so it probably was disappointing for you to see.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, one of my other interests besides roller coasters is trains. And I've actually been interested in trains longer than I have been into roller coasters.
Yeah, I went through a train phase myself. Strasburg Railroad was one of the places, and I know you got the chance to go there a couple summers ago.
Yeah, last summer, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool spot in Lancaster County. So if you're ever going to Hershey Park or Dutch Wonderland and are interested in trains, stop by at Strasburg Railroad if you're into trains. It's a really cool spot.
Yeah, it's literally 15 minutes from Dutch Wonderland.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like they're all there's a lot of tourist attractions in that area besides just Hershey and Dutch Wonderland. But yeah, Strasburg Railroad is cool.
That whole area is so cool. Lancaster County, it's Amish country. It's old school.
Oh yeah, my family and I have been going there for so long. We could do an entire episode talking about everything you can do up in that area. It's awesome. But anyway, we're going to jump into our first topic here, and we somewhat, I guess you could say, touched on this in last episode when both Carowinds and King's Dominion revealed that they are going to be open all year round. But now we have news.
Carowinds is going all out for their WinterFest in terms of rides. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, so Carowinds revealed their list of rides and attractions that will be open for WinterFest. And guess what one of them is?
Yeah, Fury 325.
And we said, or at least I said, 2 coasters that I think will not be open are both Fury and Intimidator. And boy, was I wrong. But I mean, nobody could have seen it coming. But still, it's like, seriously, it's crazy.
The list of coasters, there's 8 coasters that are going to be open, by the way, for those that don't know. They include Afterburn, Carolina Cyclone, Ricochet, Nighthawk, Copperhead Strike, which shocked me.
Yeah, I didn't realize that one.
Yeah, Flying Cobras, Kitty Hawk, and Fury 325. Yes.
So I assume you're planning to go to Winterfest?
Well, I don't know. Fury in itself is a reason to go to Carowinds.
Yes, that gives you another reason to go. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
family, some of my family, they live in North Carolina, or actually no, now they live in South Carolina, but they used to live like 10 minutes from Carowinds, but they moved and now they live almost closer to like Florida almost. But yeah, I wish I would have gotten to Carowinds when they had lived right there, because we could have went, and who knows, I could have like spent the entire day there, and yeah, it would have been cool. Hopefully, I do get to Carowinds sometimes. It just looks like one of those parks that you have to experience at least once in your life, especially for Fury alone, because it's like no other B&M coaster, at least from what I hear, is that amazing. Like it's like a whole other tier. No,
Yeah, it's S tier.
yeah. So like Candymonium is A tier, and then Fury is S tier.
Yes, that's exactly how I'd put it. And a trip with Carowinds and Dollywood, that's a trip you need to do in the future.
Yeah. No, there are so many parks down south that I need to check out. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Few of the other notable rides that aren't coasters that are going to be open include Screamweaver, their Enterprise, Electro Spin, their Top Scan, and Carolina Sky Tower, which is their observation tower.
Great list of attractions. I was actually looking at King's Dominion's website, I want to say last night or the night before, and their only roller coasters that are open. Now, granted, it is warmer in the Carolinas during that time of year than it is in Virginia, but King's Dominion, it's, I think, Twisted Timbers, Dominator. I don't even think they're running Rebel Yellow or Woodstock Express this year. They're like two or three. Yeah, Flight of Fear isn't on there, and we talked about that last episode either too, which blows my mind why they're not opening that. But especially since indoors, like that makes no sense.
Yeah, that was the only thing that puzzled me, was that King's Dominion didn't announce a list of rides, and I'm still wondering, is King's Dominion going to do this too? Like have the same, close to the same amount of rides open that Carowinds is. Now, Carowinds is in a much bigger location than King's Dominion is.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing why I'm thinking King's Dominion may not announce this is just because, well, you look at Cedar Fair announced that both Carowinds and King's Dominion were going to be open year round on the same day. So you would think that if they were going to announce it, their list of rides for Winterfest, they would have announced it the same day as Carowinds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Carowinds doesn't have any real competition nearby. I mean, the next closest park to Carowinds is Dollywood, and that's 3.5 hours away.
Yeah. There's like family entertainment centers around in the area, right?
Yes, but I meant major theme parks.
Yeah.
And for King's Dominion, though, they have Busch Gardens Williamsburg an hour away as their main competition.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really excited for people that live in the Carolinas. That's awesome that Carowinds is going to have that many coasters open, especially Copperhead Strike. Like, who would have saw that coming?
Yeah. And Fury and night rides on Fury in the 40-degree weather are going to be insane.
You better bundle up. That's going to be intense.
I don't think a coaster that tall and that fast has ever been open for that cold of weather.
Yeah, but then you look at, I'll use Great Adventure, my home park, for example. For as long as I can remember, they've had Nitro, Green Lantern, Superman. They've had Batman the Ride. Like, they've had those coasters open during their holiday in the park. So B&Ms can run in colder temperatures.
Yeah, I believe it's 36 degrees is the minimum requirement for B&Ms.
That sounds right. Yeah, it always made me wonder why Dorney never decided to have a Winterfest with Great Adventure not too far away, because they could run Talon and Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is really cool. Did not see this coming. Why don't you talk about this, Jason?
Yeah, this is interesting. So Legoland Germany, which is a park that's not even open yet, I don't think, or are they? Okay.
No,
they're
no. They are open. They are open. Yes, but I think this is either their first or second roller coaster, though.
okay. Well, they're building a very small B&M Wing Coaster. It'll be light blue. It'll have a max height of 55 feet, max speed 33 miles an hour. You never hear that speed for a B&M.
That's crazy.
And supposedly it'll have one inversion, and it's looking like from the animated POVs that people are releasing, it looks like it'll be a corkscrew.
Yeah, and that could all just be speculation, but if it's if it's a wing coaster and it's, at that scale, a corkscrew sounds about right.
Yeah, I call it a B&M mini wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's already the mini dives, which
Right.
I consider the dive coasters that are around 150 feet and not the ones above 200 feet.
Right. Do you think the trains, they haven't posted any, at least I didn't see any photos of the trains yet or the restraints. Right? I didn't see any anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll probably still have vests.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but you think they'll be a little modified because it's not as an extreme model, or it'll be the same?
Maybe. And if I'm guessing, the trains will probably be shorter, probably like 5 cars.
Yeah. What does a normal wing have now?
8.
I was going to say 8 or 9, yeah.
Normal wing coaster has 8 rows. Wild Eagle only has 7, actually.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm not sure. Thunderbird only has 5. Thunderbird only has 5, but Thunderbird has a compact layout.
Yeah, and that also has a launch, so that could have something to do with it.
Yeah, I think because of the launch, they have to keep the trains lighter.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, not really much else to talk about. I think this was our first international or worldwide topic that we touched on, because everything else that we've talked about so far with this whole podcast and all of our episodes have been just strictly US based.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is, if this model does well, more of these B&M mini wings may end up getting built. You never know.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. You wanna guess 2 parks that you think could use one of these in the US?
Oh man, that's a tough call.
I will say this, of all the parks to, get this first, would not have guessed a Legoland park.
No way.
Especially a B&M at Legoland. Like they work with Vekoma, Zyre, Zamperla, you know what I mean?
Lock rides, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see one going to Silver Dollar City, maybe.
Well, they have Wildfire, so they have worked with B&M in the past. Yeah, I could see that.
And
Hershey has done a B&M wing before with Wild Eagle.
Yeah. I know this sounds crazy, and I don't think they'll get it, but I could see Hershey Park doing it.
Wow. There has been, there's rumors all the time about what Hershey will get. Wasn't there a rumor about them getting a dive coaster at some point?
Yeah, because there was some sort of rumor or speculation that they got a contract with B&M for 3 coasters, and that Candemonium was just the first one.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy into that. I think RMC Wildcat is already confirmed with the truck on site. I don't see that. They could, in a couple of years down the road, get another B&M, but I don't think it'll be a dive coaster. I actually could see a wing over a dive coaster at Hershey. Yeah.
Yeah, because think about this. The next closest wing coaster from Hershey, gosh, I don't know. It might be Gatekeeper at Cedar Point. That's not close at all.
Yeah, there's not that many wing coasters in existence, at least in the US, I should say.
There's only 4.
Gatekeeper, X-Flight, Wild Eagle, and Thunderbird?
Yeah, good job.
Yes, sir. All right. So, let's move on. We could talk about this all day. Yeah, really cool though. I'm excited to see what that will all become at Legoland Germany. All right. So Blizzard Beach Water Park is set to reopen, but Typhoon Lagoon is set to close for refurbishment. And I read that Frozen is making its way around the park. So what do you read into this?
Okay, so Blizzard Beach is one of the two Disney World water parks. The other one, of course, being Typhoon Lagoon.
Yep.
Blizzard Beach has been closed all year for refurbishment, over 10 months.
Yeah.
So it's set to reopen on November 13th of this year, 2022. On that same day, Typhoon Lagoon is closing for refurbishment.
Right. Now, Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon has been open for, I want to say, they may have been closed for a few months when Disney World reopened from the pandemic and the shutdown.
Well, okay, Blizzard Beach reopened before Typhoon Lagoon did when the parks reopened from COVID.
Right, but then it's been closed for a while, and then Typhoon Lagoon has been open. So I thought, since they were announcing that Blizzard Beach was set to reopen, that we'd finally have both of them open at the same time again. But obviously, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, and yes, they are adding a bit of Frozen theming to that park, which actually I think is pretty good because that actually fits the theme with Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, because it's the whole like ski resort and the snow everywhere. Blizzard Beach has a cool, just like cool atmosphere theme to it if you've been there.
Yeah, and if I'm completely honest, it makes Typhoon Lagoon seem irrelevant.
See, I mean, I always liked Typhoon Lagoon. I'm gonna be honest, I always liked Typhoon Lagoon better in terms of like all the slides and the giant wave pool. And I always thought Typhoon Lagoon was a little cooler and Crush and Gusher. But when it comes to theming and atmosphere, yeah, Blizzard Beach definitely has the upper hand there.
Yeah. And plus, Typhoon Lagoon does have Crush and Gusher, but that's probably the only notable slide they have. Blizzard Beach has freaking Summit Plummet, which looks insane.
Yeah, very, very true.
They also have mat racing slides. I don't know the name of them. Sorry.
I actually feel like I did that. Yeah, I think I did go on those. I don't know the name of it though.
Yeah, I haven't been to either of the Disney World water parks, but Blizzard Beach looks way better than Typhoon Lagoon.
In terms of theming and atmosphere, yes, but I'll let you know after I go to Disney World in, when am I going? May. I'll let you know because I'd like to squeeze in a day or two at one or two of the water parks. I think we'll be able to do that. Not sure. But as for the Frozen theming, I expect it to just kind of be like scattered around. Like there may be like statues added to kids areas and things like that, just to add more Disney to the water park, because there really is nothing to do with any of the Disney movies at Blizzard Beach, at either of the water parks, really.
Yeah. Now, granted, Blizzard Beach is newer than Typhoon Lagoon. Typhoon Lagoon is older than Blizzard Beach is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. They both look pretty good for water parks. Volcano Bay looks better than both of them, though, by a mile.
Easily. And that doesn't have anything to do with it doesn't have anything to do with movies either.
No.
So, yeah, very cool. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about IAAPA, which is 2 weeks away?
19 days away. November 15th through the 18th is when it is.
Gotcha. Okay, so we still got a little bit of time, but Premier Rides is already starting to play with us. Well, we don't know. We don't really know what's going on. So Premier Rides, they dropped a teaser hinting at IAAPA on social media. You can see on the screen right here. Things are about to get wild at the hashtag Premier Rides booth 2612.
This happens every single year. Stuff like this starts happening at this time.
Yeah, seriously. So what do you think? You think this has to do with Top Thrill Dragster?
I want to say no. I don't think so. Now,
I know some people were talking about it, so I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, although I'm going to talk about Top Thrill Dragster in the next topic after this one. But
okay.
So this could possibly be either a new concept for a launch coaster or a new launch coaster in general.
Yeah, I feel like it will be a new model that parks will be able to purchase personally.
Yeah. I mean,
like a Skyrocket 4.
I
You
mean,
never know.
because I mean, if I'm being completely real, it's bound to be a launch coaster. When was the last time Premier Rides built a coaster that wasn't a launch coaster?
We had this discussion when we were
Yes.
texting. Oh, what was one of them?
Gosh,
Well,
crap.
I can't remember what it could have been.
Gosh, it must. Well, the only non-launch coaster left by Premier Rides is Runaway Mountain at Six Flags Over Texas, and that was built in the 90s.
I really don't know, but if I were to make a speculated guess as of what's today's date? October 27th at 4:03 p.m., I'm going to say it is going to be a Skyrocket 4. That is my guess.
I'm going to say it'll be some sort of launch coaster. I'm guessing two inversions. I'm going to guess two inversions.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you look at the concept art, it has like cat claws. So do you think it could be called like a Wildcat model?
Don't know. Vekoma came out with a model called the Wildcat. You see it at Far Up Summerland with Phoenix.
Right. So it wouldn't be very creative of them to use that as their name, but hey, I mean, you never know.
Like even back in the day, Schwarzkopf had their Wildcat model. I've ridden two of those.
Oh, right, yeah. There was one at Knoebels back in the day, wasn't there? I want to say that.
No, I think that was actually a Galaxy coaster, I think.
Or a Starjet, maybe?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Gotcha. So yeah, we shall see at IAAPA what this is all about with Premier Rides. And now, our last topic before our special segment. We're going to talk about Intamin, the GOAT, or at least I think they're the GOAT of the theme park industry. You may
Intamin strikes yet again.
Yes, sir. So they dropped a new animated video revealing their new LSM launch design, going vertical.
Yeah, in terms of coasters that have LSM vertical launches, there are very few out there. One that comes to mind is Wicked at Lagoon, and that was built by Zierer.
So you said in our last topic, you think this has something to do with Top Thrill Dragster. I don't know personally.
What I'm saying, going back to what I said just a few minutes ago, I think if Cedar Fair sees this may be the saving grace for Top Thrill Dragster. And this is Intamin. This is their first time going vertical with their launches. Intamin already makes the best launches ever.
Oh, yeah. Do you think we'll ever see Intamin, use a hydraulic launch system again, or absolutely not?
No, not with the LSMs, how far they progress. Look at Velocicoaster and Pantheon. Those are LSM launch coasters that are fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's just the new, like, the up and coming. I just think that's the big design now. Like,
yeah,
that's what's trending.
Yeah, and dare I say this? I think if this catches on, then this may be the end of vertical lift hills on roller coasters.
Just vertical launches.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would? I'm not. They wouldn't do that, but just because it's already and this ride doesn't have many problems. I was gonna say Fahrenheit, but nah, they probably not.
Nah.
But they could make a model similar to it, like in a vertical. What's Fahrenheit? Like a vertical. I know some call it a blitz, but what's the official name? Vertical
lift coaster by Intamin.
Yeah, so it could be they could design something, a vertical launch coaster where it's similar to Fahrenheit with a vertical launch and a 90-degree drop, go right into a Norwegian roll or banana roll, all the crazy inversions.
It's a shame there weren't more of those rides like Fahrenheit, Bill, because Fahrenheit is so underrated.
Fahrenheit is great. Yeah, so lucky to have been able to ridden that so many times at Hershey Park, and the repaint looks great. B&M painting, the absolute best guys to do it.
I would kill to have something like that at Dollywood or Six Flags Over Georgia. Daredevil Dive is not even close to Fahrenheit.
Yeah, but you got Mystery Mine at Dollywood.
You just made
All
me
right.
roll my eyes at that. Mystery Mine is ugh.
I can't say I haven't been on it, but
You won't like it when you ride it. You won't like it.
yeah. Well, considering you absolutely loved Hydrus, and don't get me wrong, Hydrus at Casino Pier is a good ride, but it's nothing amazing. But I think you were just so relieved to have ridden a smooth Gerstlauer. Is that what it was?
Daredevil Dive is smooth. It's just really, really forceless. I'm glad to have finally ridden a smooth, forceful Gerstlauer with lap bars.
Yeah, the lap bars are cool too.
Because Daredevil Dive, you don't feel anything on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. And now our special segment to wrap up this episode. Today, we are going to rank all of the B&M coaster models from our least favorite to our favorite. Now, we don't have to add in like the family inverts. I don't think I've been on a B&M family invert. There's only a couple in existence.
And they're both in China. Of course you haven't.
I was going to say there may be one or two in the US, but I haven't been on it. So, yeah, well, let's just talk like floorless, wing, hyper, like, you know.
You haven't ridden any of the Gigas, have you, by B&M?
By B&M. What is it? Orion, Fury, and Leviathan?
Yeah.
Nope. Sadly, no. Yeah, wow.
Okay, so
all right.
I have on you.
You got one. Yeah, you got one up on me. I was able to add wing with Gatekeeper 2 summers ago. So
yeah.
I got the wing. All right, my least favorite. I'd probably go stand up. And I do like Green Lantern, don't get me wrong. And I also got to ride Apocalypse at Six Flags America in 2018 before it was converted to Firebird. And I thought that was a pretty good ride. And I don't hate stand-ups by any mean. I know some people absolutely like despise of Great Adventure and think like standing up on a roller coaster is like the worst concept that was ever created. But I personally think it's actually like a cool concept. They're not the most comfortable. Like you definitely have to brace yourself for certain parts of the ride, but
yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go stand up as my least favorite. What about you?
It's a tough one.
You've been on a couple stand-ups, right?
I've been on 3 stand-ups, yeah, by B&M. Not counting the family inverted coaster, because neither of us have ridden that yet. There's a total of 9 B&M models. I've ridden all 9 of the other ones. You've ridden 8 of the 9.
Okay, gotcha.
9th place for me, I'd probably go the stand-up coaster, yeah. I mean, Green Lantern is awesome. Georgia Scorcher is awesome. Vortex is not.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I'm like, and Vortex just exists, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's like a bad model by B&M. Like they're all cool in their own way. Like if there's any coaster manufacturer that like is like has all unique rides, it's B&M.
Yeah.
And it always will be, I think. Like a lot of, and I say this to you all the time, as great as RMC coasters are, they're all kind of the same.
Except for the single rails, obviously.
But like all the iBox, at least as of now, they're all very similar. They have a stall or a 0G roll, you know, a bunch of bunny hills, and they kick ass. Like they're awesome rides, but they're all very similar and they all do the same things.
Yeah, I just wrote them down. I made a list of them. That way I can read them off and not have to.
I'm just going on the spot because I think I have mine pretty set. So my next one is probably going to be the dive coaster.
That was what I had as my next one as well.
Okay. I really like Valraven. I know a lot of people don't. It's not like that intense. Like, okay, when I went to Cedar Point for the first time in 2021, it was the first coaster that I did when I got there, and then I went to Maverick like immediately after because I wanted to ride Maverick. But I figured since I was walking in, because this was when I didn't stay at Hotel Breakers, so I went through the main entrance. So I was either going to do Blue Streak or Valraven since they're or Raptor. I was either going to do one of those three since they're like in the very front. And I was like, all right, I'll start with Valraven. And I was actually blown away. I didn't expect much by it, but then rewriting it this past summer, it didn't blow me away as much as the summer before, but I still liked it. It's just not that intense. It's smooth, but it's not that intense. Still cool. Still cool to have your feet hanging in like the holding cable. That's what it's called, right?
Holding brake.
Holding brake. Thank you. At the top of the vertical drop, like it is a cool feeling to look down, but I feel like after the drop in the first inversion, it just kind of dies. That's all.
Yeah, for me, I didn't like Valraven that much. For one, the vests suck the life out of your chest on Valraven.
You'll like Griffin, I think.
Also, it's not that forceful. Valraven's not that forceful.
That's what I'm saying. The drop, once you get past the drop in the first inversion, it kind of dies.
Luckily, my rides on SheiKra this year at Busch Gardens Tampa made me like dive coasters more.
Okay, but you still have this as your second to least favorite?
Yeah, I still have the dive as the second least favorite.
Gotcha.
Third to least favorite.
Third to least favorite. All right, where are we at now? So,
if you want to, I can go first because I already have it written down.
Yeah, I'm debating on swapping two of them. Go ahead.
Third to least favorite for me is the flying coaster.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd have next as well. Yeah, okay.
Manta blew me away. The Superman clones have never really blown me away that much.
Yeah, as of right now, I've only been on one B&M flying coaster, and it is Superman at Great Adventure. I've done Batwing at Six Flags America, which is a Vekoma Flying Dutchman, and I don't want to say those are as comfortable, but they're way more intense, and I just think they just are a better ride overall. At least Superman, I don't think is all that great. It's cool. It's a cool feeling, and the pretzel loop is intense, but I don't know.
Yeah, you need to get to SeaWorld Orlando.
Yeah, especially the surf coaster. Yeah, like seriously.
Or even Six Flags Over Georgia, because Superman at Six Flags Over Georgia is way better than Great Adventure or Great America because it uses the terrain. You get real close to the ground at times.
Yeah, and the tunnel has a tunnel, right?
Yep, it does. Yeah. Granted, the one at Six Flags Over Georgia is the original, the one that they actually built around that land for that layout. And then that proved to be so good that they cloned it 2 more times.
Yeah, for sure. Tatsu. Tatsu looks like the best one to me, though.
Yeah, when I went to Six Flags Over Georgia this past weekend, I rode Superman, and when we came back into the brake run, we got stuck. When we came back into the station,
I saw your story.
Got stuck in flying position for like 15 minutes. So there we were just facing the ground, and maintenance had to come in and let us off. They had to come in and let the seats come down manually and let us off.
Could be worse. You could be stuck in that position after someone puked and have to stare at vomit for 20 minutes like I had once.
Yeah, because right when the train came back in the station and, the seats right when they're supposed to start coming down, they came down about 1 inch, it felt like, and stopped. And I was like, oh, no, are you kidding me?
Yeah, if you're going to get stuck on any brake run, that's the worst easily. Or either that or the stand-up, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's hear your next one, and then I'll go.
Fourth least favorite is the Wing Coaster.
Okay. I'm probably going to go floorless here, actually.
For your third least favorite?
Yeah, I think so. Floorless. Medusa, Dominator, Hydra, Rougarou, which if you watch my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram, you know I'm actually a big fan of Rougarou, and I know a lot of people aren't. Batman the Dark Knight at Six Flags New England. I think I hit all of them. As you can tell, I've been on a number of B&M floorless coasters. They're all really fun. I think Medusa is a great ride at Great Adventure. It was great when it was Bizarro, and I think it's even better now as Medusa.
Yeah.
The trains and the repaint, yeah.
I've ridden even more floorless coasters than you have. I've ridden Superman Krypton Coaster, Kraken, Dominator.
Wow. You got around.
Batman: The Dark Knight, Hydro, which stinks.
I like the JoJo. The JoJo roll's fun.
Firebird.
Yeah, like I said, I did Apocalypse, so I didn't do it as Firebird.
I'm missing something. Can't remember.
I wouldn't know.
I know I haven't done any of the ones out in California yet, like Scream or Medusa at Discovery Kingdom.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I love floorless coasters. Like these last couple models, like from the floorless coaster to my favorite, I love all these models. They're all awesome. So don't think that I hate floorless coasters or dislike them because of where I'm ranking it. Like they're awesome rides.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear your next one.
Well, you say your fourth least favorite now. That way we'll be caught up again.
Okay. Wing. Probably Wing.
Yeah, Wing is my fourth least favorite as well. I've been on all the Wing coasters in the US. They're all pretty fun. It's just Thunderbird's smooth. The other three all have rattles to them. Yeah. I'll say the Wild Eagle got much better this year. Wild Eagle got much better this year. I don't know what Dollywood did to it, but every time I've ridden it this year, it's been way better than it was in the past.
New wheels, maybe?
New wheels, probably. I'm guessing new wheels.
I don't know if I want to go invert. I might.
Okay. So that's so that's your fourth favorite then.
Yeah, I'll probably go invert. Okay. I've ridden so many inverted coasters now. They're all so fun. I think if there's any B&M model that can like force you to gray out, like I know I haven't been on any of the Gigas, but I would probably say the inverts, especially Great Bear. I've grayed out on a couple times. Batman the Ride at Great Adventure, especially all the Batman clones. Everyone says are just so intense.
They are.
Yeah, I mean I've only been on one. You've been on multiple, so
been on a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead set in the middle for me at number 5 is the floorless coaster.
Okay.
Floorless coasters can be a hit or miss as to whether they're good or not. Ones like Superman Krypton Coaster, Medusa, and Dominator, those are great. Ones like Hydra and Firebird and Kraken are just kind of okay.
Yeah. I could see that. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Okay. Your top 3 and down to my top 4.
Yeah. All right. I'll probably go. Oh, man, I didn't think of this one. I'm actually probably going to swap sit down and invert.
I almost said, did you forget about the sit down?
Yeah, no, because I haven't done Kumba. So that's like the most notable one. Yeah, so Hulk. Yeah, I'm going to switch those. So yeah, I'll probably put the inverts above the sit downs. I don't know. There's not that many sit down coasters in existence. What is there, like 6?
Yeah, 6. I almost said 5, but there's 6 now with Decepticoaster.
Right. So where would you put the sit downs then?
My number 4. That was going to be my next one. That was my next one.
I'm gonna flop those actually. He's being organized and actually typing this out. I'm just trying to do it in my head, and obviously I'm not doing too well.
I have them written out right here.
Yeah, I probably should have done that, but we're already 40 minutes in. I'm just gonna keep rolling with it.
Yeah, I've ridden 2 of the sit downs, Kumba and Wildfire. Both of them are pretty good. I liked Kumba more this year than I did in 2017.
Okay. That makes sense.
Wildfire is a dang good drop in the back.
Wildfire does, yeah. The terrain, it uses the terrain really well.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
All right, and then what am I on my last one?
You're on your set. Oh wait a minute.
Yeah, this should be my last, and then
it's pretty obvious what it is.
Yeah, you have 2 more. It's the Hypercoaster. I've been on a couple, and if any of them stands out, it's Candymonium at Hershey Park. I don't think any of them touch Candymonium. At least, like, I don't think Nitro is even close to what the ride experience you get on Candymonium.
And Apollo's Chariot.
It's all right. Candymonium, yeah.
So for me, down to my top 2. Number 2, I have the Hyper, obviously. let's see. Mako and Candemonium set themselves apart from all the other ones. Diamondback and Goliath are also great, though.
Okay. What's one that's kind of meh? Intimidator? Would you put that like middle of the pack?
Towards the bottom, Raging Bull is meh.
Really? Okay. I've actually heard pretty good things about Raging Bull as of late.
How did I rank the B&M hybrids I've ridden? I think from favorite to least favorite, I think it goes Mako, Candemonium, Diamondback, Goliath, Nitro, Intimidator, Raging Bull. I think that's how I rank them from favorite to least favorite.
Okay. So we have Nitro middle of the pack. See, for me, I think maybe it's just because it's at my home park and I've been on it so many times. It's a fun ride, don't get me wrong, but it does not hit like Candemonium. And Candemonium has seatbelts, but I think Candemonium's airtime is just like unprecedented, compared to Nitro.
Mako and Candemonium are both glass smooth. And when I was at SeaWorld Orlando, there was no one in Mako's station, so I marathoned it 4 times in 20 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. So your favorite of all the models is the Giga.
Yeah, and then last but not least, it's pretty dang obvious. It's the Giga Coaster. Fury 325 is one of my top 10 coasters. It's the only B&M in my top 10 now.
I think Candemonium is the only B&M in mine also, and I think I'd have to check back. It's like right there. I think it's like it might be my number 10.
Fury and Orion both have 2 of the best drops ever on coasters. They just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. See, I need to ride a B&M Giga at some point. I think actually Leviathan looks better than what people put it out to be. I mean, I know if anyone gives it love, it's Tyler Burke, but not everybody loves Canada's Wonderland like Tyler.
Yeah, it looks better than what people give it credit for. It doesn't look as good as Fury, but it looks good. It looks about the same level as Orion.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. So yeah, this was a bit of a longer episode today, but this special segment, like last week, we were pretty straight to the point and just talked about our favorite food locations at our home parks where, we kind of dove in today, but no, this was fun. I'm glad we got to talk about that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking with us for this episode. This episode was late because this man here had surgery and was recovering.
Yeah, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out at that age, Well, I don't want to say that because someone I work with actually, she's got to be in her 30s. She was just getting hers out the same time as me. So I guess it can happen to anyone. And some people don't get them out at all. So you never know.
Yeah, that's true. My mom never got hers out.
Wow. Yeah, but feeling better. Still got a couple stitches in, but, past the Jell-O and pudding days. Finally able to eat real food again. Hoping to get out to another amusement park soon. I went to American Dream Mall actually earlier this month and finally got to ride Sandy's Blasting Bronco. So that was cool.
Yeah. Yep. So That's about all we got for this episode of The Thrill Life. Thank you, Beyond the Thrills, for joining me again.
Yeah, man. Glad we got to record and looking forward to next week. Or I think when IAPA, when that starts, we're going to have a lot to talk about, I think.
And hopefully next week we'll have details on RMC Wildcat. Hopefully.
Yeah, real quick. I mean, I know we can't make this episode much longer than it already is, but when did you hear they're going to announce it?
Supposedly October 29th.
Okay. All right.
In 2 days from now.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yep.
That's right. All right, man.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is Coasters and Things and
Beyond the Thrills.
Signing out.
See you guys.